one of the craziest animals on the savannah. Cunning minds. But water is a fatal boundary. Intelligence is useless before relentless instinct. What will they do to survive? The baboon, world's deadliest survivors. An embodiment of resilience against the reach of the ultimate predators. These creatures possess highly intricate social structures where wit often holds more sway than raw muscle. Typically, a solitary seeker will look before they leap before deciding to engage. As the 5 centimeters long canines of a male baboon are plenty to leave lasting reminders. At Ruaha National Park, there is an exception that defies every law of nature. Welcome to the Glade, a peaceful bend along the Goosey River. The Glade Pride, a robust family. The baboons are present too, lingering in close proximity. Here, the Glade Pride follows a genetic code. They never pursue the baboon troop. This truce carries strict conditions for both parties. As a favorite spot for grazers, the glade should naturally be a theater of high stakes. Yet the sight of the relaxed baboons provides a strange sense of security. Kudu are the most cautious of all. They are incredibly difficult to reach. At the slightest snap of a twig, the kudu will vanish. The baboons are keeping their end of the bargain, acting as the unlikely informants. The kudu has chosen this as a resting spot, an anticipated misstep. A greater kudu provides over 100 kilograms of sustenance. The lions are satisfied, while the baboons remain unharmed. Machiavellian intelligence. An intellect refined for strategic maneuvering and establishing authority within intricate societies. Within a baboon troop influence is a political savvy. They truly know the ropes of their social hierarchy and doing whatever it takes to solidify their status. A large chakma baboon, weighing about 40 kilograms, a massive mismatch. But as the baboon stands on two legs, the young lioness must call for backup. To the more seasoned lionesses, the baboon is just a pretender. It slips into the brush, biding its time for payback. But it cannot simply march toward the resting lion pride, nor does it have the strength to take the juvenile lions. It retreats to the rocky den, home to its troop. Suddenly, a familiar sound emerges. She is all alone, exhausted following the birth. The king's little ones weigh only about 2 kilograms, tiny and fragile. Baboons are omnivores. They are exceptionally skilled at spotting the vulnerable. Another female warrior arrives. The group moves on, except for him. But the baboon must stay out of sight. The cub's faint cries will not reach its mother's ears. Soon, without warmth and mother's milk, it will no longer be able to make a sound. Machiavellian intellect, mobbing maneuvers, ties with lions, all of these strategies are most effective when an opponent is visible and predictable. But the leopard is the most formidable test because it is in a league of its own and doesn't play by those rules. This is the most incredible large cat on the planet, a resilient survivor. This is the most incredible large cat on the planet, a resilient survivor. Unbound by any fixed menu, the leopard maintains an extensive selection of interests. The clever primate cannot utilize cooperative tactics with this seeker, for the leopard is a solitary soul. Smaller and more agile than a lion, this relentless seeker includes baboons on its list of interests. Nightfall is its preferred time for activity. It is a tall order for a daytime creature to withstand one of the finest nocturnal specialists. During the day, baboons do not retreat. Even when standing alone, a baboon demonstrates its strength. Mature male Cape baboons with exceptionally high levels of testosterone will not back down from a female leopard or a young male. But seasoned males are a whole different ballgame. They know how to throw the baboon troop into disarray and make their move before the quarry even notices. Research at the Kruger National Park confirms. During daylight hours, the success rate for a leopard confronting an adult baboon within the troop is nearly zero. Baboons make up less than 5% of a leopard's diet in most regions because the price to pay is simply too high. Lion, cheetah, leopard. Against these hunters, the baboon can negotiate, push back, or at least find a way out. The crocodile grants the baboon no such chance. If their presence is revealed, the pursuit usually comes to nothing because baboons are far too quick on solid ground. At Tsavo West, water is the essence of life. The Nile crocodile oversees this domain. During those fleeting moments of refreshing themselves, focus wanes, and that is all a seeker needs to take action. The crocodile's jaw strength is unparalleled in the animal world. The only reason this yellow baboon remains among us is the particular scale of the crocodile. The baboon troop lingers. They see a chance to turn the tide. It will be quite a while before he gathers the spirit to return to this riverbank. But the relationship between the baboon and the crocodile isn't always a one-way street. There is a time of year when they turn the tables. From July to September in East Africa, the female lays 40 to 80 eggs, and staying on guard throughout the 80 to 90 days of incubation. The mother crocodile goes without food entirely during that time, losing up to 30% of her body weight. This is the only stretch of her life where she is no longer the perfect ambusher. They are tied down to a single spot. Baboons are well aware of this window. The success rate for such raids reaches 75%. Yet, baboons cannot avoid the water's edge forever. During the dry season, the troops must relocate to find new water sources. At times, that means crossing the river. The journey across the water is the most high-stakes moment. And despite every careful step, a mishap still occurs. The strike happens before the baboon's brain can process the signal. Once the baboon is pulled into the water, the scale tips entirely in the crocodile's favor. All the tools that have helped baboons survive for millions of years, all come to nothing. This is the ultimate boundary that intellect cannot cross. If the crocodile exploits environmental vulnerabilities, the African rock python takes advantage of something even more unsettling: the blind spot. The python is a sit-and-wait specialist. It simply bides its time for the baboons to come to it. No clear scent, no sound, no movement. Baboons have no biological response for a creature that is hidden in plain sight. The python is highly tuned to vibrations and scent to detect an approaching troop. When a youngster or a female drifts too close, the python launches its coils with incredible speed. The bite has no venom, but it holds the prize fast. Leaving no room for escape. Research indicates the python can feel its catch's heartbeat through its skin, tightening with every pulse, until the rhythm comes to a rest. The sheer force ensures the baboon drifts away much faster than through a simple lack of air. No rescue is possible. Unlike the crocodile with its clear boundaries, the rock python has no set zone of concern. They could be anywhere. No warnings exist. There is no path back once the situation has gone south. This holds true not just in Africa, but in every wild kingdom under the sun. In the Amazon, thanks to the flawless patterns on its skin, the boa constrictor becomes one with the bark and forest floor. A howler monkey has encountered a difficult situation. He can sense every heartbeat of the other through his very own skin, adjusting the pressure with remarkable precision. The intense pressure leads to a pause in blood circulation. The howler monkey loses consciousness and slips away within mere minutes. Here, amidst the lush green canopy, the final transition arrives as a state of absolute silence. Compared to the wise and powerful baboon, the vervet monkey faces a far more demanding reality. In the realm of hunters, modest size is never an advantage. It only makes the list of those seeking you out for dinner longer and more unforgiving. For the vervet monkey, the list of adversaries stretches from agile felines to sky phantoms like the crowned eagle to the formidable baboons themselves. In an environment where the end of the road can come from any direction, this primate has been forced to develop a defense system. The vervet monkey possesses a clear and sophisticated system of signals. This tactical information must be precise. A specific cry for the leopard, a hiss for the snake, and an alarm for the eagle. Young vervet monkeys must undergo a learning process to master this system. If a rookie mispronounces a call or gives a false alarm, the adults will coldly ignore them. Learn to speak the language of survival correctly. Here, Knowledge is the line between a peaceful day and a somber finale. As the reptiles retreat into the shadows, the savanna once again welcomes the return of the sophisticated seeker. The leopard's sense of smell is so powerful. It can distinguish the specific scents of primates among the thousands of other aromas in the deep forest. He acts as a biological scanner, following the chemical trails left by the monkey troop on the branches. Absolute immobility. This is an intense psychological match between the seeker and the sought. If the primate's stillness is deep enough, it can mislead even the leopard's instincts. Unable to identify a target through movement, the seeker begins to doubt his own senses and eventually decides to call it a day. Well done. Yet there are times when silence and the treetops are not the perfect refuge. The eagle is more than just a hunter. It is a high-performance machine, and the greatest challenge the troop will ever face. The crowned eagle possesses superb vision, capable of spotting the slightest movement from more than 3 kilometers away. To them, the forest canopy is not a place to hide, but a detailed map. Each vervet monkey appears as a clearly marked destination. And when the sky phantom arrives, its ultimate tools are activated. The target's fate is often sealed in the blink of an eye once contact is made. For the eagle, the primate represents a premium source of protein. These primates are no mere snack, but a vital key to an entire species' survival. However, the eagle is highly selective. He does not make a move at random. By focusing on the most vulnerable, he ensures only the strongest lineages make the cut to carry on. In response, the primate has developed an incredibly complex language. Distinct calls are reserved for every specific type of specialized seeker. Amidst the maze of dense canopy layers in the Amazon, an ancient phantom silently reigns, the one that makes every primate tremble at the mere sound of its wings. The harpy eagle possesses talons that span up to 18 centimeters. With 14 primate species living here, it is the instrument of the final shadow. At a height of 30 meters, monkey, capuchin, marmoset, tamarin are all on high alert. For the harpy, the fate of the prize is sealed. By sight alone, relentlessness always goes hand in hand with absolute efficiency. When an unfortunate subject is brought back to the nest, it disappears completely under the intense appetite of the seeker. The harpy eagle consumes it all. Across the ocean, from the dense jungles of the Amazon, we find our way to the misty peaks of the Philippines. The Philippine eagle, the largest eagle in the world, and one of the rarest aerial seekers on the planet. Estimates suggest that breeding pairs are few and far between, with only about 392 remaining in the wild. Its primary focus is the flying lemur, the closest living relative of primates. Despite resembling flying squirrels, these mammals have much more developed membranes. When spread, they look like a massive square kite. This kite can glide for over 100 meters. For an eagle in a critically fragile state, a 1-kilogram flying lemur is a strategic energy source to nourish chicks. Here, amidst the dense canopies of the Philippines, the seeker and the sought, every link is equally vital. Even smaller than flying lemurs, the bush baby resembles a blend of a squirrel, a cat, and a tiny alien. For a little one of their size, every shadow could potentially be the end of the line. The genet is one of the few arboreal specialists clever enough to challenge the masters of the canopy. Its long tail serves as a high-precision balancing tool, allowing it to navigate the branches like a seasoned tightrope walker. But even for a seasoned seeker who is playing for keeps, the savanna offers no guarantees. By releasing the energy stored in specialized tendons, a leap 30 times its body length is performed. Within this forest, the smallest players often have the greatest surprises up their sleeve. But in the shadows of the dense forest canopy, another seeker exists that doesn't rely on pure speed or random luck. Meet the chimpanzee, not just a close relative, but an exceptionally clever hunter. These chimpanzees don't chase, they search with an unsettling level of patience. Occasionally, they tap gently on the trunk, listening for the faintest vibrations from within, a probe to confirm a presence. Once the target is identified, the quest begins with a tool few would expect, and it's clear these primates really know the ropes. While adult males often prefer to show off their muscle by pursuing larger prizes on the ground, it is the females and juveniles who truly lead the pack in using this technology. It's a clever way to supplement their diet with precious protein without overexerting themselves. But the chimpanzee's wit doesn't stop with the tiny bush babies. Let's look deeper into this fascinating yet truly formidable primate. Welcome to the circle of primates possessing complicated intelligence. Creatures like the chimpanzee and bonobo do not merely navigate the trials of the unforgiving wild. They also manage the cutthroat rivalries within their own kind and the constant shifts of the world around them. Chimpanzees are not merely inhabitants of the wild, they are relentless strategists with a highly sophisticated social structure. Their intelligence is displayed through organized militias that conduct border patrols in absolute silence. Every step and every breath is measured to listen for and identify subtle signs of rivals hidden in the deep woods. But when it is time to move, that silence is shattered. A show of force meant to overwhelm the spirit of the opposition before the physical struggle even starts. Yet the real secret behind those calculating eyes is a mastery of political maneuvering. In the world of the chimpanzee, a leader's status is never guaranteed by physical power alone. They grasp the weight of political alliances, knowing exactly how to recruit partners into strategic coalitions to unseat a ruler and gain the upper hand. In this environment, every gesture is calculated, and every quiet moment may hold the seeds of a rebellion, a never-ending game of thrones. The bonobo is the closest relative of the chimpanzee. Though once categorized by the scientific community as gentle plant eaters, bonobos are actually quite ready to display their seeking instincts should opportunity knock. Bowie is a female possessing a truly adventurous intellect. She has no need for brute force. She relies on strategic maneuvering. As the pursuit moves into the high canopies, we witness a masterpiece of coordination. This is a three-act performance with roles tailored for each participant. First is the chaser. Next are the blockers. And finally, in the most strategic position, the ambusher. In the realm of the chimpanzee and bonobo, the final chapter for the one sort is merely the start of another game, troop politics. After the successful effort, the results become a powerful form of currency. The leader typically claims the lion's share, not just to satisfy a rumbling stomach, but to fulfill deeper strategic goals. He uses the rewards to strengthen the loyalty of his dedicated partners, or as a way to grease the wheels to maintain influence over other males. But there is a shadowy side. A cold intensity brought by high-level intellect, something that goes far beyond typical foraging. At Loango National Park in Gabon, the scientific community was shaken in 2019 and 2021 upon witnessing what can only be described as interspecies warfare. For the first time in history, we saw chimpanzees form coalitions to engage and overcome their very own giant relatives, the gorilla. This was not a random outburst. These were organized confrontations lasting for extended periods. For decades, chimpanzees and gorillas lived in a fragile peace. But as climate changes depleted the forest's fruit supply, tolerance vanished, making room for intense survival instincts. Their goal is the removal of the competition. The formidable intelligence of the chimpanzee is best shown through the tactic of numerical supremacy. They understand that a single individual would be overwhelmed by a silverback, but 27 chimpanzees are an unstoppable force that proves there is strength in numbers. This intensity does not stop at the borders of other species. Chimpanzees even seek out adult baboons and even engage in the most extreme behavior. This is a somber reflection on evolution. The higher the intellect, the more sophisticated the capacity for conflict becomes. While the primate's intensity might unsettle us with its human-like echoes on the windswept savannas, another way of life proves to be a tough nut to crack for those trying to judge nature's morality. There, intellect isn't used for turning on one's own, but to forge a collective hunting force that is among the most tireless on the planet. The source of that sound is the spotted hyena, the silent ghost ruling these wild plains. Don't mistake them for mere scavengers, as these elite pursuers call the shots and bring down up to 95% of the food they consume. With a massive skull and powerful jaw muscles, they generate a bite pressure that rivals even a full-grown male lion. Their conical molars are fine-tuned to cleanly process even the sturdiest bone structures. Only the spotted hyena is capable of fully processing the entire skeleton of a Cape buffalo. Intense levels of hydrochloric acid in the stomach easily dissolve everything from horns and hooves to teeth, making use of every bit of nutrition. Unlike the big cats that prefer bursts of speed, these creatures are incredible marathon athletes. A massive heart, making up 1% of their body mass, is the engine that drives their long-distance pursuits. They trail their quarry at 60 kilometers per hour over distances of 10 kilometers until the opponent finally gives in to exhaustion. Spotted hyena society operates under a strict matriarchal system. Larger and more assertive females hold absolute power throughout the clan's hierarchy. Even the status of the lowest-ranking female takes precedence over any male in the group. Their social intelligence is on par with primates, thanks to their ability to strategize and remember long-standing friction. That signature laugh is actually a complex language, conveying age and status through specific vocal frequencies. The long-standing feud between the spotted hyena and the lion is one of nature's most intense rivalries. This isn't just about food, it's a strategic effort to level the playing field and claim control over the entire ecosystem. Whenever the chance arises, a lion will eliminate a rival to remove direct competition. On the flip side, a large clan of spotted hyenas has the strength to surround and overcome a solitary lioness. Despite a poor reputation, their hunched silhouette remains a symbol of extraordinary perseverance and grit in local cultures. But if the struggle between lions and hyenas represents nature's harshness, another corner of the continent offers a completely different definition of power. Moving away from the dusty plains and the chilling laughter of night hunters, we head deep into the ancient misty forests. Welcome to the Sanctuary of the Giant, where power is not for display, but to redefine biological limits. Here, we meet the silverback, a living tank reaching a weight of 195 kilograms. But that figure is nothing compared to what lies beneath that dark fur. Let's make a comparison to see our own modest scale. While world-class athletes spend decades in rigorous training to lift 500 kilograms, a mature mountain gorilla can effortlessly hoist 815 kilograms, the equivalent of more than 10 adult men combined. This is not a result of practice. That strength is simply a cut above. With incredibly dense muscles and an unbelievable skeletal structure, their bodies are masterpieces of weight-bearing, allowing them to peel back the bark of ancient trees or snap aged bamboo like a dry twig. Many often bark up the wrong tree when looking at their plant-based menu and assuming a feeble jaw. But in truth, the silverback possesses a bite force twice that of a lion and far beyond even the most spirited grizzly bear. Although primarily used for grinding tough and fibrous plants in efforts to safeguard their kin from leopards or intruders, these jaws become a decisive tool that can settle a matter in a single snap. This is an intriguing paradox of nature. How can a creature that strictly consumes leaves, bamboo shoots, and the occasional ant build such a massive muscular empire? The answer lies in a specialized digestive system, a chemical plant within that large belly, where specific fermenting bacteria transform cellulose into energy and essential amino acids. Navigating the steep terrain of high altitudes every day is a high-intensity cardio session, turning their lives into a perpetual workout. Despite possessing strength that could overwhelm almost any challenger, the mountain gorilla chooses the path of gentle giants. They are proof that true power does not always need to walk hand in hand with force. Rather than engaging in unnecessary unpleasantries, the leader often chooses to beat his chest, creating echoes throughout the forest as a display of capability. It is a form of acoustic diplomacy, a reminder that I have the means to conclude our encounter, but I choose peace. It is an ironic truth that if a gorilla had the nutrition and medical support available to humans, his strength would likely go off the charts compared to any current records. In the shadows of the Rwandan forests, royalty is not granted by a crown. It is written in the color of time. The silver coat of power is the uniform of the ruler. Maturity does not arrive by chance. When a male reaches 12 or 13 years of age, testosterone levels surge in the bloodstream. The jet black fur begins its transition to silver. It's much like a man growing a beard and showing his physical strength. The king is prepared to lead an empire. Compared to the females or younger males, the blackbacks, a true silverback is like an armored tank, twice the size, multiple times the strength. Atop his head, the sagittal crest bone ridge rises high. This is the anchor for the most powerful jaw muscles in the primate world. The arm span is notably longer and thicker, built for displays of force or to shield the troop from lingering challenges within the deep woods. This strength serves as the family's final safeguard. We have witnessed brave silverbacks protect their group by tossing aggressive visitors like the chimpanzee into the air, like outdated toys. However, authority always comes with its own set of challenges. Within the group, if too many males live together, intense internal struggles will break out to decide who truly calls the shots. And this is the true burden of a ruler, the one who makes the final sacrifice. While other species may choose to retreat when facing a challenge, the silverback has the duty to make a stand. He draws all eyes to himself, becoming the sole focus for a seeker or a leopard. An exchange to provide time for the females and the little ones to reach safety. The future of the entire troop rests solely on the well-being of this king. If the silverback reaches his limit without an immediate successor, the kingdom will fade into the mist. Here, among the clouds of the highlands, the life of a king is the very heartbeat of his people. If mountain gorillas are the pensive giants of the highlands, then within the lower reaches of the Gabon jungle, we find the most peculiar mobile pallet ever crafted, the mandrill. This is where biology meets abstract art, creating a complex yet highly effective player in the game of survival. The mandrill stands as the most vibrant mammal on the planet. Mature males possess a face decorated with a bright red nose and blue cheeks marked by distinct, deep grooves. This vividness even extends to their backside with bold shades of blue and purple. Science tells us this is no mere vanity. These colors reflect the testosterone levels within. The healthier and more influential the male, the more vibrant his appearance becomes. It is a living billboard of strength, a clever display to attract partners and discourage rivals without spending energy on unnecessary physical conflicts. Don't let that colorful exterior fool you. The mandrill is the largest member of the Old World monkey family. A mature male can weigh up to 50 kilograms of solid, dense muscle. Though shorter than gorillas, they are heavyweight contenders with natural tools that rival top seekers. A male's canines can reach 5 centimeters, a size that is in the same league as a mature lion's. They are ready to show these striking jaws to challenge a leopard or to settle the hierarchy in high-stakes matches for dominance. Unity is the ultimate strength that helps them thrive among the shadows of the old-growth forest. While most other primates live in small groups, mandrills establish massive social circles known as hordes. In Gabon, researchers have observed supergroups of over 1,300 individuals, one of the largest and most complex social gatherings ever recorded among non-human primates. To make the most of foraging in open, exposed areas, they possess a convenient secret: expansive cheek pouches. They can fill these pouches with fruit, seeds, and insects to quickly move to safety before enjoying their meal. Here, in the heart of Africa, splendor and practicality go hand in hand to tell the story of a colorful ruler who uses both his appearance and his might to safeguard his empire against all challengers. In the natural world, sometimes a perceived flaw is actually the ladder that carries you to the peak of adaptation. Meet the colobus, a primate whose very name carries a heavy dose of irony. Derived from the Greek kolobos, their name means physically impaired. Why? Because unlike most of us, they lack a thumb, or if they have one, it is merely a useless fragment of bone. But don't be too quick to feel sorry for them. Missing a thumb is actually a brilliant evolutionary refinement. It turns their hands into a perfect hook, allowing them to swing and move through the branches at incredible speeds in the high canopy without ever worrying about getting snagged. If there were a competition for digestive prowess, the colobus would surely be in a league of their own when it comes to raw vegetation. Scientists call them the cows of the primate world, thanks to a very specialized digestive system. Instead of a single stomach like other monkeys, they possess a multi-chambered stomach just like cattle, where specialized bacteria ferment and break down cellulose from even the oldest leaves. Their ability to process toxins is so powerful they can casually enjoy leaves that would be a final sentence for any other primate. Though they spend most of their time sitting still to process low-energy foliage, they become skilled long jumpers when necessary. A single leap from a colobus can reach a distance of 6 meters through the air. In that moment, the long white fur on their sides, known as a mantle, along with a massive fluffy tail, fanned out to act as a natural glider, helping them stabilize their path and land with precision. Their survival is also guarded by a sophisticated social strategy that begins at the very start of life. All colobus infants are born with pure white fur, standing out sharply from the black and white patterns of their parents. This striking color is a clear visual signal that draws the attention of the whole troop, and triggers a communal care system where other females pitch in to take turns holding and caring for the little one on behalf of the mother. However, in a universe of unforgiving balance, their slow pace while processing a meal in the trees has made the colobus, especially the red colobus, a primary focus in organized quests. They are the favorite protein source for chimpanzees and even bonobos. In the deep canopy, the stillness of the colobus is a thin line before they become a chapter in the dramatic pursuit of the most elite seekers. Here, every leaf consumed is traded for a need to keep a weather eye out for the phantoms lingering on nearby branches. Brace yourself for a breathtaking journey to ancient volcanic peaks, where life is forged through unbelievable escapes right before the grasp of the most formidable hunters. Right now, let's step into an ocean of sun-scorched golden grass covering the north of the 1,122 square kilometer Akagera landscape. This is the largest protected wetland in Rwanda and Central Africa. It is known as the miniature Serengeti, but hidden beneath this peaceful beauty lies one of nature's most brutal arenas. This place witnesses breathtaking chases every single day. The leopard and the serval. Two bolts of lightning scorching the grass beneath the harsh sun. In northern empires like the Serengeti or the Masai Mara, servals are ghosts. They are elusive, rare, and invisible. But here in Rwanda's Akagera, the density of servals is unusually high. They are among the most efficient hunting machines on the savannah. The serval's hunting success rate reaches 50%, double that of the lion. They dominate the undergrowth, a kingdom of tiny assassins. But where prey gathers in abundance, the true monsters will follow. That is the inevitable law of nature. And this leopard understands that law all too well. Africa's solitary hunter knows this is a biologically mismatched battle. The agile prey weighs a mere 13 kilograms, while the leopard is a moving block of muscle weighing 60 kilograms, 4 times the weight and 10 times the strength. An easy feast if executed correctly. Atop a termite mound, the serval is hard at work. The longest legs relative to body size in the cat family provide an absolute advantage for peering over the tall grass. Its giant ears act like 2 radar dishes, capable of rotating 180 degrees independently. It is scanning for the ultrasonic frequencies of rodents trembling underground, but it has missed the breathing of death itself. Leopard has no desire to race the serval, a creature capable of speeds up to 80 kilometers per hour. Its rosette-patterned coat helps the leopard blend into the dappled sunlight of the plains. The gap closes to 5 meters. Leopard's speed has now reached 60 kilometers per hour. The flow of oxygen is cut off, and life is drained away. The small, agile predator could not outrun its fate. But victory on the Kilala Plains always comes with risk. In this vast, open expanse, No wall exists to block the scent of fresh blood. The wind, the savannah's most treacherous messenger, has carried the message of death for kilometers, and a spotted hyena has picked up that signal. The spotted hyena draws closer. There are no allies here, yet the spotted hyena remains supremely confident. It knows the leopard is a solitary hunter. If injured, the leopard will be unable to hunt and will starve. That is the psychological leverage hyenas often use to intimidate the faint-hearted. But today may just be an unlucky day for the spotted hyena. The leopard has no intention of abandoning a high-quality meal like the serval, a meal it has fought so hard to secure. The leopard's resilience has forced the hyena to back down. The balance of risk and reward is not worth the price of a life. The leopard has secured its prize, but it understands that in Rwanda, peace is merely a fleeting pause between battles. The leopard and the spotted hyena. Which predator impresses you more? Leave a comment below and let's see how many people share your opinion. The humiliating defeat by the leopard has not deterred the spotted hyena. On the contrary, hunger and pride have driven it to place an even greater wager: to steal a kill from a lion. This perilous mission demands greater resources. A hyena clan can number in the dozens, led by the largest female. The power of the pack is their most crucial weapon in battles against lions. And fortunately, their target is a solitary male lion. A male lion can weigh up to 220 kilograms, 3 times the size of his enemy. His massively developed forequarter muscles can deliver a swipe capable of shattering a spotted hyena's spine or skull. Yet the hyenas remain supremely confident in their numerical advantage. The meal is separated from them by only one more battle. An unlucky day for the hyena pack. But this clash is not merely a struggle for a meal. It is the echo of a battle for supremacy that has spanned decades in Akagera. 25 years ago, under the pressure of humanity, the final roars of the Savannah Kings faded into silence. Lions were completely erased from the map of Rwanda. This was how the settlers here protected their livestock. Akagera National Park fell into a massive power vacuum for 15 years, and the spotted hyena seized the opportunity to ascend the throne. They proliferated unchecked, turning these plains into their private playground. But history turned a new page in 2015. The doors of specialized transport trucks swung open. The first 7 lions were reintroduced. The exiled kings had returned to reclaim their lost throne. The battle with the hyena clearly demonstrated the lion's dominant status. Despite an inferior bite force, the lion's canine teeth, measuring up to 10 centimeters, can pierce deep and cause rapid asphyxiation. And when combined with terrifying muscular strength, the hyena's numerical advantage is rendered meaningless. In its place, a primal fear rises as the king returns. However, Driving off the spotted hyena is merely the first step in establishing order. The king's crown is constantly under challenge. The lions of Akagera are forced to confront a prey that never knows how to bow down, the African buffalo. Among professional hunters, this animal bears a chilling nickname, the Black Death. Silently ferocious creatures, they are ready to charge without warning. With a body mass of 900 kilograms, the male African buffalo is a veritable biological tank. It weighs 5 to 6 times the mass of a female lion. A height of up to 1.7 meters transforms it into an imposing, immovable wall. That is why a lion rarely attacks an African buffalo alone. They are compelled to deploy their most sophisticated pack tactics. The skin on the African buffalo's neck can be up to 5 centimeters thick. It is a natural layer of Kevlar armor that the lion's fangs and claws struggle to penetrate. But the lion's hunt does not always go according to plan. On the Kilala Plains, African buffalo congregate in massive herds. They create a pitch-black living fortress, blanketing the grassland, and the herd itself is the ultimate counter-attack. The African buffalo's most terrifying weapon lies upon its head. A pair of horns that do not grow separately. Instead, they fuse at the base, forming a solid shield of bone known as the boss. And when necessary, it becomes a deadly scythe against the lion. This is the brutal reality of survival in Rwanda. New scars have deeply etched a harsh rule into the minds of the lions. The apex predator does not always emerge victorious. The lion, the leopard, and the African buffalo are 3 members of Africa's Big Five. Do you know which 2 species remain? Leave a comment and keep watching to find the answer. This holds especially true as the lion leaves behind the vast plains of the north. Venturing west, the terrain begins to undulate dramatically, giving rise to the majestic Mutumba Hills. This is the backbone of Akagera, and it is also a death trap that every predator must approach with caution. Yet, the leopard decides to venture into this region. To remain on the plains means facing intense competitive pressure from lions and hyenas. Mutumba, with its rolling hills, has always been a barrier to many predators. And the peak, rising to 1,825 meters, presents a constant challenge for those accustomed to the flat terrain of the plains. The leopard has spotted the prey it seeks, the klipspringer. Hunting mode is instantly activated. Had this been the Kilala Plains, the leopard could have ended this hunt quickly. But here in Mutumba, the klipspringer possesses a trusted ally. The steep, precipitous cliffs, their specialized escape routes. This is the secret weapon of the tiny klipspringer, standing only about 50 centimeters tall. They move on the very tips of their hooves rather than using the entire sole like other ungulates. The 2 cylindrical hooves cluster together, no larger than a coin. The fleshy pads underneath act like rubber suction cups, providing absolute traction. This structure allows it to stand firm on rock ledges a mere 30 millimeters wide. A weight of less than 15 kilograms allows the klipspringer to toy with gravity. It flies up cliffs 5 times its own height. A superior vestibular system allows for perfect balance, and just like that, the leopard is left far behind in frustration. Here in the Mutumba Hills, raw muscle power has been defeated by nature's miraculous adaptation. Nature has not taken the side of the predator. But hunger does not permit the leopard to surrender. As night descends, draping a pitch-black veil over the hillsides, it turns its sights to new prey. Baboons, specifically the olive baboon, the loudest residents of this mountain region. The leopard's eyes are equipped with a reflective layer behind the retina known as the tapetum lucidum. They absorb 6 times more light than the human eye. Conversely, visual weakness compels the primates to sleep on high branches to avoid ambush. But the leopard is a master climber. In the darkness, the balance of power tips heavily in favor of the leopard. But the tide turns immediately with the arrival of dawn. No longer the panicked, helpless prey of the dark, the baboons instantly launch a counterattack. The alpha males, armed with 5-centimeter-long canines, lead the charge to overthrow the predator. The baboon's tactic, known as mobbing, has worked. The leopard is a flawless assassin, but it possesses a fatal weakness. It is alone, and a single wound could completely compromise its hunting ability, sentencing it to starvation. The calculus of survival forces the leopard to retreat. The Mutumba Hills have once again proven to be the place where the hunted turn the tables. Are you more impressed by the klipspringer's evasion or the baboon's counterattack against the leopard? The wiser leopards have made preparations for the times when hunts fail. They return to isolated, secluded trees. There, they have stashed kills from previous hunts. Rock-solid muscles allow this cat to hoist prey weighing as much as, or even double, its own body weight up to 10 meters high. A shrewd strategy to keep their prize safe from thieves. But unfortunately, the lions have discovered this tree. Contrary to popular belief, the king of the savannah can climb trees proficiently. However, a body mass exceeding 100 kilograms means they rarely display this skill. Lions are not frequent visitors to the Mutumba Hills. The kings of the savannah prefer the flat plains where they can conserve maximum energy. Climbing slopes burns calories at a dizzying rate, a luxury this massive predator cannot afford. Only males cast out from their prides are forced to wander into the central or southern regions. The wanderers, nomadic males, the Mutumba Hills, become their migration corridor. Hunting in this rugged terrain is nearly an impossible mission. That is why the lions target the trees where leopards stash their kills. Here in Mutumba, the density of leopards is 10 times that of lions. If they can just locate the hidden cache, the lion's hunger will be satisfied. However, when the leopards remain elusive, the lions of Mutumba are left with no other option. They are compelled to hunt in terrain that is not their forte, and here they clash with an adversary that seems to defy the laws of physics. The common eland, one of the largest antelope species on Earth. A mature male eland can weigh up to 900 kilograms, equivalent to an African buffalo. But that massive frame cannot stop them from performing spectacular leaps. From a standstill, without any run-up, the eland can clear heights of up to 3 meters. Its hindquarters are packed with fast-twitch muscle fibers, transforming its legs into giant biological springs. Those legs are also a formidable weapon for counterattack. When escape is impossible, the eland instantly transforms from an aerial dancer into a gladiator. Its rear kick can shatter the skull of an adult lion. Far from his favored territory, even the king must bow. Among the predators featured, which species impresses you the most? Please leave your choice in the comments section. The white-backed vulture also chooses to stand apart from the predator's war. However, the moment the hunt concludes, they spring into action. That is why they are considered one of Africa's most efficient cleanup crews. The white-backed vulture is a master of aerodynamics. To conserve energy, they rarely flap their wings, which span over 2 meters. Instead, they ride columns of hot air, thermals, rising from the earth to ascend to altitudes of 3,000 meters. Their wing structure, with primary feathers splayed like fingers, reduces air resistance and provides absolute balance control. From this height, vision becomes the white-backed vulture's superpower. They can spot an antelope-sized carcass from a distance of 6 kilometers. They also constantly monitor the behavior of their own kind. If just one bird drops altitude suddenly, dozens of others from every direction recognize the signal and dive in. Upon touching down, the white-backed vultures transform into a professional sanitation squad. Their featherless heads and necks allow them to plunge deep into the abdominal cavities of carcasses to feed without soiling their plumage. Under the harsh sun, bacteria adhering to their bare skin are rapidly destroyed, protecting them from infection. The stomach of a white-backed vulture is an extremely acidic environment with a pH of approximately 1.0. This environment is so harsh it can dissolve bone and neutralize most deadly bacteria and viruses. Anthrax, cholera, and botulism become harmless inside the vulture's gut. By consuming rotting carrion, they prevent the spread of diseases into the water sources and grasslands. A flock of white-backed vultures feeds with incredible speed. They can strip a 50-kilogram antelope carcass clean in just 20 minutes. After gorging, the crop on their chest bulges, capable of holding up to 1 kilogram of meat. At this point, they are often too heavy to take flight immediately and must rest to digest. Yet, the dense population of white-backed vultures in Akagera tells a tragic story. This bird is listed as critically endangered by the IUCN. Poaching of rhinos and elephants across Africa has led to the poisoning of mass carcasses, the bird's primary food source. Akagera, thanks to strict security and the management of African parks, has become one of their final strongholds. Possessing a muscular frame weighing up to 300 kilograms and standing 1.5 meters tall, they have no need for camouflage. They are the second largest antelope in Africa, ranking only behind the giant eland. But when it comes to aggression, no antelope surpasses them. When facing a predator, the roan antelope is often ready to stand and fight. They are supremely confident in their backward curving horns. This weapon is thick, ridged for structural hardness, and curved like a scythe. This is a weapon designed to slash rather than stab like that of the African buffalo. When attacked by lions or leopards, the roan antelope will always protect its vulnerable hindquarters. They will drop to their knees, lowering their center of gravity to shield their throat. The sharp horns are swept side to side with terrifying speed. The area immediately surrounding their head becomes a death zone. There are numerous real-world records of roan antelope killing or seriously injuring inexperienced lions. A slash from those curved horns can rip open an enemy's abdomen with a single shake of the head. Therefore, even the strongest lions must think carefully before putting this animal on the menu. Often the risk is simply too great. The strength of the roan antelope is also reflected in its unique social structure. They live in a matriarchy. A basic herd consists of females and their young, led by the most experienced dominant female. The dominant male plays the role of the outer guardian. The territory of a male roan antelope in Mutumba is vast and strictly defended. He will not hesitate to battle other males to secure access to the best water sources and grazing grounds for his harem. Newborns are hidden by their mothers in the dense grasses of the hills for the first 2 weeks of life. Once they join the herd, they are protected by a solid fortress wall. If a calf is threatened, the herd will not scatter in panic. They form a defensive phalanx, horns facing outward, ready to fight to the death to protect the future generation. The presence of the roan antelope in Akagera is a conservation miracle. Once common across the African savannas, today their numbers are in serious decline. In East Africa, they have vanished from many renowned national parks. Akagera, with the specific terrain of the Mutumba Hills, has become one of the most important remaining strongholds for this species. Roan antelope are selective feeders. They do not graze close to the ground like zebras, nor do they browse high foliage like giraffes. They require medium-height grasses where nutritional quality is highest. The slopes of Mutumba, with their excellent drainage and diverse vegetation, are the ideal habitat. Leaving behind the airy expanse of the Kilala Plains and the sheer precipices of Mutumba, we venture deep into the south of Akagera. Here, the natural palette shifts abruptly to the somber tones of ancient acacia forests and dense thorny thickets. This is a world of shadow and silence. visibility is severely restricted by the tangled canopy, transforming this region into a mysterious green labyrinth. Gone are the distant horizons. Every encounter here takes place at close quarters and arrives without warning. This secluded terrain, combined with lush vegetation, has made the southern forest a perfect sanctuary for hidden giants. Here, the continent's largest creatures have no need to run. They glide silently like ghosts through the deep wilderness. In the dense darkness of the southern forests, the ground trembles slightly with every heavy footfall. A creature steps out from the mists of the past, clad in the grey armor of prehistory and wearing an attitude that challenges the world. The eastern black rhinoceros, a symbol of resurrection and the most powerful testament to the miracle named Akagera. In the 1970s, Akagera was home to over 50 eastern black rhinoceros, but a brutal wave of poaching for their horns wiped them all out. By 2007, this species was completely extinct in Rwanda. In 2017, African parks transported 18 eastern black rhinoceros from South Africa across thousands of miles back to Akagera. In 2019, 5 more arrived from European zoos to diversify the gene pool. The ghosts had truly returned, and this time they are protected by a state-of-the-art security network, transforming Akagera into an impenetrable fortress. Unlike their cousin, the white rhino, which possesses a wide, flat mouth like a lawnmower for grazing close to the ground, the eastern black rhinoceros is a browser. Their unique identifying feature is the pointed upper lip, capable of nimble grasping like a finger. This hooked lip acts as a sophisticated pruning tool. It allows the eastern black rhinoceros to weave through, strip leaves, snap branches, and pull the thorniest bushes into its mouth. The southern acacia forests, with their myriad of low-lying shrubs, are a massive buffet table laid out just for them. The digestive system of the eastern black rhinoceros is so robust that they can voraciously chew through branches laden with sharp thorns. They consume plants filled with toxic sap that other animals must avoid. The eastern black rhinoceros is the definition of volatility. Unlike the white rhino, they are solitary, suspicious, and extremely aggressive. This is a challenge nature has set for them, resulting from their unusual sensory characteristics. The eastern black rhinoceros is heavily myopic. Their vision is very poor, only able to make out blurry movements within a range of 30 meters. To compensate, they possess radar-like hearing with independently rotating ears and an acute sense of smell. The combination of poor sight and sharp hearing creates a tense neurological reflex. When they hear a strange noise or smell an unfamiliar scent, they immediately charge. A muscle-bound block wrapped in thick skin, weighing 1.4 tons, launching forward at a velocity of 55 kilometers per hour. It is nothing less than a living missile. They are ready to topple trees, attack vehicles, or even challenge elephants if they feel threatened. In the jungle labyrinth, the eastern black rhinoceros lives like a hermit. They mark their vast territories with communal dung middens and urine. The male will kick the dung pile with his hind legs to scent his feet. Then he walks everywhere to distribute his business card, warning off other intruders. The only meeting that takes place in peace is between a mother and her calf. The calf walks behind the mother, unlike the white rhino, where the calf often walks in front. This allows the mother's body to break a path through the dense thorns of the southern forest. The calf is absolutely protected from dangers lurking on either side. The return of the eastern black rhinoceros has completed the final piece of the Big Five puzzle in Akagera. They are solitary warriors, trudging through the shadows, but their very existence has lit a beacon of hope for conservation efforts across the globe. Accompanying the roan antelope are herds of plains zebra. They seek these hills when the rainy season begins to pour down on the valleys, turning the lowlands into muddy quagmires. They detest the mud that slows their stride. And above all, the plains zebra hates the tsetse fly. This blood-sucking fly concentrates heavily in the dense brush of the lowlands. The Mutumba Hills, with their elevation and strong winds, become an ideal refugee camp, helping them escape the harassment of these insects. In the ecological tapestry of Akagera, the plains zebra are the premier ecosystem engineers. Unlike ruminants, such as antelope or buffalo, that must selectively choose young grass, zebras are hindgut fermenters. Their digestive system is less efficient at absorbing nutrients, but it possesses an incredibly fast processing speed. This allows them to consume old, tough, fibrous and low-nutrient grass that other species ignore. It is this unique characteristic that makes the plains zebra the pioneers of Mutumba. They lead the way, using sharp incisors to shear off the tough, dry upper layer of grass. This clearing action exposes the soft green shoots underneath for antelopes, like the topi or impala. Without the zebra to clean up, the grasslands of Mutumba would become overgrown and incapable of sustaining the entire ecosystem. For centuries, the function of the plains zebra's black and white stripes has been a subject of heated debate. In Akagera, the answer becomes clearer than ever. It is not for camouflage to blend into the environment, for they stand out too starkly against the green grass. It is a motion dazzle. When a herd of zebras moves together, thousands of black and white stripes interlace to create a massive optical illusion. This is a nightmare for a lion or leopard, predators that possess monochromatic vision or are highly sensitive to movement. Determining where the head is, where the tail is, or the boundary between two separate individuals becomes an impossible mission. The predator suffers visual confusion, unable to lock onto a specific target to launch a precise strike. A single second of hesitation from the lion is the zebra's chance for survival. The latest studies also indicate that this striped structure disrupts the landing ability of tsetse flies and horseflies. Thanks to this, the zebra can partially avoid the risk of bites and sleeping sickness. Behind the identical exterior lies a deeply affectionate social structure. Plains zebras do not live in a chaotic crowd. They live in small family units known as harems. A harem consists of one dominant stallion, his mares, and their foals. The bond between members is incredibly strong. They frequently engage in social grooming. They stand leaning against one another, using their teeth to gently nip at their partner's neck and shoulders to remove parasites and reduce stress. In this unit, the dominant stallion of Mutumba is a true warrior. When chased by lions or hyenas, the stallion will drop to the very back to protect the herd. He actively acts as a living shield, separating the enemy from his family. His weapon is the signature rear kick. The kick force of a zebra can reach 3,000 pounds per square inch. It is enough to shatter a lion's jaw or break a hyena's ribs. There have been documented cases of predators being killed instantly by the kick of an angry zebra father. To increase their chances of survival, zebras often forge an alliance with the topi antelope in the Mutumba Hills. The zebra possesses excellent hearing and smell. The topi has superior vision and always stands on high mounds to keep watch. Combined, they form a perfect early warning system with no blind spots. That unity has turned Mutumba, already unfavorable to predators, The eastern black rhinoceros are the armored tanks silently controlling the ground, but the upper tier of the southern forest ecosystem belongs to the Maasai giraffe, creatures that defy all limits of gravity and blood pressure. The Maasai giraffe are immigrant citizens. Before 1986, Akagera was devoid of this species. Consequently, the southern acacia forests grew too dense, blocking out light and creating an ecological imbalance. To solve this problem, conservationists transported Maasai giraffe from Kenya to this land. They are the professional gardening squad, pruning the upper layers of foliage that elephants or rhinos cannot reach. The project succeeded beyond expectations. Today, Akagera is home to one of the healthiest and fastest growing giraffe populations in Africa. Standing tall at up to 6 meters, the Maasai giraffe is the tallest animal on land. In the thorny southern forest, this height is an exclusive ticket to access the most abundant food sources. But the true weapon lies inside their mouth. It is a purple-black tongue measuring up to 50 centimeters. The purple-black color is the Maasai giraffe's natural sunscreen. With the habit of sticking their tongues out to feed for 18 to 20 hours a day under the harsh sun, the dense melanin prevents the tongue from getting sunburned. This incredibly dexterous tongue can weave through the razor-sharp thorns of the acacia tree to strip away the fresh leaves. Saliva, thick and sticky like glue, coats the thorns and heals cuts, transforming the most hard-to-swallow plants into delicious snacks. But do not let their graceful appearance fool you. Male Maasai giraffe are brutal gladiators. When fighting for dominance and mating rights, they perform a ritual known as necking. 2 giant males stand parallel, spreading their legs for stability. They swing their 2-meter-long necks like baseball bats, slamming their heads into their opponent's body. The ossicones on top of their heads become the most lethal blunt force weapons. Unlike hollow antelope horns, ossicones are solid bone, hard as rock, and covered in skin. The force from these blows is so terrified that the sound of the impact can echo through the forest. Giraffes have been known to suffer broken necks, shattered jaws, or be knocked unconscious on the spot after these duels. However, the greatest threat to the Maasai giraffe remains the lion. The moment a giraffe is most vulnerable is when it drinks. To lower its head to the water, it must awkwardly splay its front legs. At this moment, a system of valves in the jugular veins must work at full capacity to prevent blood from rushing to the brain and causing a stroke. This is when they lose their ability to observe, and their reflexes are at their slowest. But once standing tall, the Maasai giraffe is an impenetrable fortress. Their defensive weapon is their legs. A giraffe's kick can be delivered in any direction, forward, backward, or sideways. The force of the kick is enough to shatter a lion's skull or crush an enemy's ribcage. Their hooves are the size of dinner plates, sharp and hard as steel. Even a coordinated pride of lions must be cautious. They usually only dare to attack from behind, attempting to unbalance the animal. Facing this tower head-on is a gamble where the hunter usually loses. The harsh life of a Maasai giraffe begins the very second it is born. The mother giraffe gives birth while standing up. This means the newborn giraffe begins its life with a free fall from a height of 2 meters. The violent impact with the ground does not injure it. On the contrary, it helps activate the respiratory system, breaks the amniotic sac, and awakens survival instincts. Within just 30 minutes of the fall, the calf can stand up on trembling legs. A few hours later, it can run fast enough to keep up with the herd. The southern forest has no time for weakness. The Maasai giraffe must stand up immediately or become dinner for hungry predators. In Akagera, not every giant makes the earth tremble with its every movement. Some giants slither in absolute silence, blending into the shadows of the papyrus swamps. They reveal themselves only to determine the final moment of their prey. The Central African rock python is one such creature. They are the largest python on the Dark Continent and one of the largest on the planet. The intricate network of lakes and swamps in southern Akagera is a tropical paradise for the Central African rock python. Here, they grow to monstrous proportions. An adult python in Akagera can reach a length of 5 to 6 meters and weigh over 100 kilograms. Their body is a mass of pure muscle coiled in the watery shadows. The pattern on the Central African rock python's skin is a masterpiece of camouflage. Interwoven patches of brown, olive, and grayish yellow render them invisible amidst the rotting leaves and submerged roots. You could paddle a boat right past a giant python sunning itself on the riverbank, mistaking it for a rotting log. And do not be startled when that log suddenly slithers into the water. The Central African rock python does not need to see to find prey. Lining its upper lip is a row of heat-sensing pits. This organ acts as infrared goggles, allowing them to detect thermal radiation from prey in pitch-black darkness or murky waters. A bushbuck creeping down to drink, or a vervet monkey playing carelessly near the water's edge. All appear glowing like embers on the Central African rock python's radar screen. They are masters of ambush. They can lie motionless underwater for hours, exposing only 2 nostrils above the surface like a snorkel. The patience of the cold-blooded is infinite. They do not need to eat every day, but when they eat, it must be a feast. When prey falls into its sights, the Central African rock python strikes with a speed faster than a blink of an eye. The first weapon is hundreds of sharp, backward curving teeth. Once embedded in flesh, these teeth act like fish hooks. The more the prey struggles, the deeper the teeth sink, making escape impossible. Immediately following the bite is the signature killing blow, constriction. The Central African rock python wraps its massive body around the victim, but it does not crush bones. It kills with far more sophistication. Every time the prey exhales, the coil tightens a fraction. This mechanism cuts off blood flow, causing cardiac arrest before the victim even suffocates from lack of oxygen. Death comes quickly, silently, but brutally. The menu of the Central African rock python in Akagera includes prey few others dare to touch: bushbuck, impala, monkeys, and large waterbirds. They are even among the few species that dare to hunt young Nile crocodiles. The battle between python and crocodile is a clash of swamp kings, where the larger one swallows the other. The feeding capability of the Central African rock python is a biological marvel. Their lower jaws are not fused to the skull, but connected by super-elastic ligaments. This allows them to open their mouths up to 150 degrees, swallowing prey many times the size of their own head. A large meal can take weeks to digest. That is why this predator does not need to expend energy frequently on risky hunts. Contrary to their cold exterior, the Central African rock python is a dedicated mother, rare in the reptile world. After laying 20 to 100 eggs, the mother does not leave. She coils around the clutch to protect it. Specifically, the Central African rock python performs a behavior known as shivering thermogenesis. Her muscles twitch continuously to generate heat, incubating the eggs throughout the cold, rainy season. She will fast completely and guard the nest for 3 full months, ready to attack anyone who dares approach. But movement is not the only method of survival. In the dense acacia forests and murky swamps of southern Akagera, the Cape bushbuck chooses invisibility. They do not need to be the fastest, nor do they need to be the strongest. They are masters of the art of concealment. The bushbuck's tactic is a visual game that tricks the brain. Their coat is a masterpiece of disruptive camouflage. On the dark brown coat of the male and the reddish brown of the female are white spots on the flanks and faint stripes on the back painted by nature. These help the creature hide under the sunlight filtering through the canopy. The white spots mimic drops of sunlight, breaking up their body outline. The bushbuck seems to vanish completely, even at a distance of just 5 meters. Unlike most antelope species that prefer gathering in large herds for mutual protection, the Cape bushbuck are extreme individualists. They are solitary creatures. In Akagera, bushbuck usually wander alone or in mother-calf pairs. This lifestyle minimizes noise and attention. A single individual can move across a carpet of dry leaves without making a sound. However, this solitude comes with a very short temper. Male bushbucks are fierce territorial defenders. They show zero tolerance for any intruder. Fights between 2 males are often brutal. Their horns are not curved and wide like the kudu or impala for locking and wrestling. Instead, bushbuck horns are straight, only about 50 centimeters long, slightly twisted, and extremely sharp. They fight not to push back, but to take down opponents with stabbing strikes. When their camouflage is blown, the bushbuck activates ninja mode. It is not a speed race in a straight line against a leopard. They play a game of obstacle course. The bushbuck's body structure features an arched back and a rump higher than the shoulders. This strange aerodynamic design allows them to perform spectacular crouching maneuvers. They easily weave through the densest thorn bushes at high speed. Their thick skin protects them from scratches, but bulky predators like lions or leopards cannot follow. The enemy is forced to run around the bush, and in those few precious seconds, the bushbuck disappears completely as if it never existed. In the wetlands of Akagera, water becomes a crucial ally for the bushbuck. Although land animals, when cornered, they are excellent swimmers. They do not hesitate to plunge into Lake Ihema or riverside swamps to escape. They can swim long distances to move between small islands in the marsh, where the grass is lush and enemies are few. In the southern forests, bushbuck play the role of gourmet diners. They rarely graze on grass. Instead, they move softly, selecting specific young leaves, flower buds, fallen fruit, and herbs. This feeding habit forces them to be active at dawn and dusk, or even on bright moonlit nights. During the day, as temperatures rise, they lie motionless in shady thickets, ruminating and blending into the shadows. Small, mysterious, and dangerous, the Cape bushbuck is the soul of the southern forests. They are like a reminder of nature's survival code. To be a great survivor, you don't need to be the biggest, you just have to be the hardest to find. In stark contrast to the Cape bushbuck, the African bush elephant has no need to conceal itself within the tangled maze of the southern forests. They are the planet's largest land animals, and hidden within their colossal frames lies an incredible resilience. The elephant population of Akagera bears a history that is both tragic and heroic. They are not continuous ancient inhabitants. By the mid-20th century, the elephants here were severely depleted. In 1975, a historic rescue mission took place. 26 calves, the orphaned remnants of hunting in the neighboring Bugesera region, were brought to Akagera. They were the final survivors, carrying memories of trauma and solitude. Yet from those 26 seeds of hope, nature has wrought a miracle. Today, Akagera is home to over 133 individuals, a healthy population thriving and reclaiming its dominance. The orphans of yesteryear have now become the patriarchs and matriarchs of the forest. The African bush elephant are master environmental architects. They do not need to adapt to the environment, for they are the ones who create it. An adult elephant requires 150 to 200 kilograms of food daily. To satisfy this insatiable hunger, they operate as machines of purposeful destruction. They topple trees, snap massive branches, and trample thorny thickets. This seeming act of vandalism is actually the key to life in the southern forest. By felling large trees, elephants crack open the canopy, allowing sunlight to reach the forest floor and stimulating the growth of fresh grass. By plowing through the brush, they carve out elephant highways. These trails become vital arteries for countless smaller species like the bushbuck and wild pigs. Predators like lions also utilize these routes for easy movement through the dense jungle. Without the elephant, the southern acacia forest would seal shut, becoming a suffocating, lifeless fortress. The most unique aspect of the African bush elephant's behavior in Akagera, compared to other East African populations, is their relationship with water. With lakes and wetlands covering 1/3 of Akagera, the elephants here have evolved into expert swimmers. These elephants can spend hours submerged in Lake Ihema. They drink, bathe in mud, cool off, and swim across deep waters to forage on small islands. The image of a trunk raised above the surface like a snorkel while a massive body glides weightlessly beneath is a visual spectacle unique to Akagera. The society of the African bush elephant is governed by wisdom and memory, not muscle power. They live in a matriarchy. The absolute leader of the herd is the oldest, most experienced female. The elephant's brain possesses a massively developed temporal lobe, the region responsible for memory and emotion. The matriarch can recall the exact location of a waterhole from a drought 30 years ago. She can distinguish the roar of a hungry lion from a sated one. She knows which plants cure a stomach ache. The family bonds of the African bush elephant are tighter than those of humans. They communicate using infrasound, low-frequency sounds that can travel through the ground for up to 10 kilometers. This is how the herd maintains contact in the dense forest without visual cues. When a member passes away, the elephant is the only animal to display distinct mourning behavior. They will stand guard over the body, using their trunks to caress the bones of the departed in silence. In the southern forests, the African bush elephant are the guardian deities, the great gardeners. They are the living souls of a land that has risen from the ashes. To survive in a labyrinth inhabited by assassins like the Central African rock python, muscle power is meaningless. The most vital key to survival is information, and the keeper of the forest's information is the vervet monkey. The vervet monkey possesses incredible communication abilities. Scientists have determined that they possess one of the most complex semantic communication systems in the animal kingdom. They have distinct vocabularies to specifically designate each type of enemy. These are not meaningless panic noises, but specific military commands. When a stalking leopard is spotted, the sentry monkey emits a series of short, ear-piercing tonal alarm calls. Immediately, the entire troop shoots up to the highest and thinnest branches. The leopard, with its heavy body weight, often hesitates before those fragile limbs. It cannot move onto the slender branches at the edge of the canopy without them breaking. That is the vervet monkey's absolute safety zone. But climbing high is not always the answer. The sky of Akagera is the domain of the martial eagle, Africa's largest eagle, a specialist in hunting monkeys. When the shadow of an eagle glides over, the warning call changes completely. A low, short sound like a cough, low-pitched grunt. The troop's reaction is the exact opposite of meeting a leopard. They do not climb up. They dive immediately to the ground or burrow deep into the densest thickets near the tree roots. If they were to climb to the treetops at this moment, they would become a self-offered meal to the eagle's talons. And when facing an African rock python on the ground, they utilize a different sound, a continuous clicking noise, high-pitched chutter. At this signal, the troop does not flee immediately. They stand upright on two hind legs, scanning the grass to pinpoint the python's exact location. Sometimes they even mobilize to harass the intruder, throwing branches and screaming to drive it out of their territory. Vervet monkey society is built on continuous interaction. Their most important daily activity is not foraging, but social grooming. Picking out fleas and combing fur is how they clean each other, but it is also a way to relieve stress after hours of high alert. Grooming is also political currency. A lower-ranking monkey grooms a higher-ranking one in exchange for protection. Mothers groom each other to build alliances for childcare. With a jet-black face framed in silver-grey fur, the vervet monkey stands out amidst the green canopy like a living observation mask. Their warning calls are so reliable that other animals, such as impalas or even zebras, learn to listen. When a vervet monkey screams a warning, the entire southern forest holds its breath. They are living proof that in the brutal battle for survival in Akagera, information is the most potent weapon, and vigilance is the mandatory price paid for life. Hippos are the loud and short-tempered kings of the surface, but deeper down, hidden beneath the layer of silt, lies a power that rules through absolute silence. A creature that watched the dinosaurs go extinct and continues to exist, sowing terror to this very day. The Nile crocodile, Africa's largest reptile and one of the most successful predators in evolutionary history. Lake Ihima frequently witnesses a strange spectacle, a crocodile sunbathing right next to a hippo. This is not friendship, it is a Cold War pact. The Nile crocodile is an apex predator, but they are intelligent enough to understand the rules of survival in the wild. Their jaws are strong, but the hippo's thick skin and muscular power are impenetrable. A single bite from a hippo could snap a crocodile's spine. Thus, an invisible boundary is established. The crocodile will not attack an adult hippo, and in return, the hippo will not harm the crocodile. However, this pact is torn apart the moment an opportunity arises. The crocodile is always stalking stray hippo calves, and the mother hippo is ready to kill any crocodile that loiters too close to her young. Despite fearing the hippo, the Nile crocodile is still considered a flawless predator. They are a powerhouse equipped with advanced sensory technology. Running along their jawline are small black spots. These are the integumentary sensory organs. They are 10 times more sensitive than human fingertips. In the murky waters of Lake Ihima, these sensors allow them to detect the slightest vibration. An antelope drinking water, a fish swimming meters away. No movement can escape their notice. When prey falls into the trap, the Nile crocodile unleashes one of the most powerful bites on the planet. Their bite force has been measured at up to 3,700 pounds per square inch. This figure is vastly superior to a human's mere 200 pounds per square inch, or a lion's 650 pounds per square inch. The crocodile possesses a bite force nearly double that of a hippo and 5 times that of a lion. Their jaw closure is like an industrial hydraulic press slamming down. Bone, horn, or turtle shell. All are pulverized instantly. However, the crocodile's teeth are conical, designed to grip rather than cut. They cannot chew. Instead, they execute nature's most horrifying technique, the death roll. The crocodile clamps down on its prey, then uses its muscular tail to thrash violently, spinning its body underwater at dizzying speeds. This centrifugal force tears through muscle fibers and snaps joints, ripping the prey into bite-sized chunks to be swallowed whole. As ectothermic animals, Cold-blooded, crocodiles depend on environmental temperature. On the sandbanks of Lake Ihema, they lie for hours with their mouths gaping open. This is not a threat, but a way to dissipate heat and avoid overheating. This slow metabolism is a survival advantage. An adult crocodile can survive for months without eating. They can lie still at the bottom of the lake, slowing their heart rate to just a few beats per minute, waiting for the right moment. Their patience is infinite, while the prey's vigilance is always limited. But behind that rugged armor and killer instinct lies an astonishing truth. Crocodiles are the most devoted mothers in the reptile world. After laying eggs in sand pits along the shore, the mother crocodile will guard the nest for 3 full months, fasting the entire time. She is ready to fight to the death against Nile monitors or hyenas to protect her eggs. When the eggs hatch, the giant mother will gently use her jaws to dig away the sand, then scoop her tiny offspring into her mouth. With unbelievable dexterity, she adjusts her bite force to 0, transforming those jaws of death into a safe cradle to carry her brood to the water. In the first weeks of life, these tiny assassins will swim around their mother's head for protection. A beautifully contrasting image between brutality and sacred maternal love. In the shadows of the canopy bordering Lake Ihema, where the Nile crocodile rules with absolute power, there is one who dares to challenge that authority, not with muscle, but with cunning and speed. It is the Nile monitor. This is Africa's largest lizard, a miniature version of the dragons of legend. With a length reaching up to 2 meters and a muscular frame, they are the most versatile survival machines of the swamp ecosystem. The Nile monitor's most potent weapon is not its claws, but its tongue. Their blue-purple forked tongue flicks in and out continuously. That is how they see the world, through scent. Like snakes, the Nile monitor uses the Jacobson's organ on the roof of its mouth. The forked tongue collects scent molecules from the air, sending signals to the brain to create a 3D image of the prey's location. This navigation system is so sensitive that they can smell a clutch of eggs buried deep under thick sand from hundreds of meters away. The Nile monitor's favorite food is also the reason they have become the crocodile's #1 enemy: crocodile eggs. This is a biological war that has persisted for millions of years. Mother crocodiles are resilient guards, but they cannot watch 24/7. Just one moment of negligence to go into the water to cool off, and the Nile monitor will appear. They operate like a special forces unit, using curved, sharp claws specialized for digging. They break through the hard soil of the crocodile nest in an instant. The Nile monitor devours the nutrient-rich eggs with terrifying speed before the mother returns. Scientists estimate that the Nile monitor is responsible for destroying over 50% of crocodile eggs each breeding season. They are nature's important pressure valve, preventing a population explosion of that dominant reptile. What makes the Nile monitor so elusive is its extraordinary adaptability in every terrain. On land, they run like the wind. Underwater, their laterally flattened tail acts like a powerful paddle, making them expert swimmers and divers capable of holding their breath for 60 minutes. And when cornered, they are expert climbers. Sharp claws allow them to scale vertical tree trunks, to steal bird eggs, or escape enemies. In Akagera, the Nile monitor is a brilliant opportunist. They survive through agility. They remind us that in nature, the fastest is sometimes more dangerous than the strongest. If the lion's roar is the sound of the savannah, then at Lake Ihema, nature's symphony begins with a different sound. A resonant, soaring, and haunting call. It is the call of the African fish eagle. To anyone who has set foot in Akagera, this sound is the quintessential voice of Africa. It echoes for kilometers, piercing the morning mist, marking the territory of the ruler of the skies and waters. The African fish eagle often chooses the highest dry branches along the lakeshore as watchtowers, with chestnut-brown plumage contrasting against a stark white head and chest. They sit motionless like marble statues, but their eyes never rest. The vision of the African fish eagle is 3 to 4 times sharper than that of a human. From a height of dozens of meters, they can peer through the sun-dappled water to spot a careless tilapia swimming in the depths. They calculate light refraction, the bending of the image through water, to determine the prey's true location with absolute precision. Once the target is locked, the African fish eagle swoops down. They do not dive underwater like a kingfisher. They execute a technique known as surface snatching. At the final second before impact, they throw their talons forward to snatch the prey. Their feet are a mechanical marvel. The soles are covered in tiny spines called spicules. They act like Velcro pads, ensuring a grip on the slippery, slimy fish. Combined with curved, razor-sharp talons, once gripped, the prey never has a chance to escape. Even more amazingly, the African fish eagle can lift objects weighing nearly as much as its own body. However, greed sometimes leads them into trouble. If they accidentally catch a fish too heavy to take flight, they will not let go. Instead, they use their wings as paddles, performing a strenuous butterfly stroke to drag the prey to shore. However, this king is also a notorious bully. The African fish eagle is a kleptoparasite. If they spot a Goliath heron or a spoonbill struggling to land a catch, they will swoop in to harass and launch a lightning-fast attack. They force their rival to drop the prize. Powerful, ruthless, yet deeply affectionate, the African fish eagle practices lifelong monogamy. The duet call of the pair echoing across Lake Ihema is the most enduring love song of the Akagera wetlands. And that too is the most ironclad assertion of sovereignty. Finally, standing silently on the periphery of bloody feasts or upon the desolate sandbanks of the lake is a silhouette that makes many shudder. A creature bearing the semblance of the Grim Reaper, draped in a ragged black cloak. The marabou stork. Locals and guides often call them by a chilling nickname, the Undertaker. The marabou stork is not a beautiful bird by conventional standards. They possess a bald head tufted with scraggly fluff, a wrinkled pink neck, and a fleshy pouch dangling from their chest. But in the wild, beauty is meaningless. Efficiency is everything. That bald head allows them to maintain hygiene while plunging deep into rotting carcasses, preventing blood from matting their feathers and causing infection. That dangling pouch is a thermal radiator. By inflating this skin sac, they regulate their body temperature under the scorching heat of Akagera. They even use it to show off during courtship rituals. But the marabou stork is not merely a scavenger, trailing behind vultures for scraps of bone. In the wetland ecosystem of Lake Ihima, they transform into brutal, active hunters. Standing 1.5 meters tall with a long, pointed beak as hard as a stone chisel, they are the terror of the shoreline's small creatures. They stand motionless for hours like stone statues, cold eyes scanning the water's surface. They search for frogs, stranded fish, or even a low-flying flamingo that falls into their sights. The marabou stork's strike is so fast and powerful, it can impale prey instantly. More terrifyingly, the marabou stork is the most persistent enemy of the crocodile. They frequently stalk nests of newly hatched crocodiles, using their massive beaks to snatch up the hatchlings and swallow them whole before they can reach the water. Their legs appear stark white, looking as if they are wearing socks. But in reality, those legs are black. That white color is feces. This behavior is known as urohydrosis. To cool their bodies, the marabou stork actively defecates liquid waste onto its own legs. As the water in the feces evaporates, it carries away heat, cooling the blood circulating in the legs before it returns to the heart. Simultaneously, the high acidity of the waste helps destroy bacteria and parasites clinging to their legs as they wade through the filthy mud. A biological mechanism that sounds repulsive, yet is the pinnacle of adaptation and epidemiological hygiene. The presence of the marabou stork on the shores of Lake Ihima completes the panoramic portrait of Akagera, from the proud predators of the Kilala Plains to the giants hiding in the southern forests, and finally, the diligent cleaners of the swamps. Every species, whether beautiful or ugly, whether ferocious or shy, holds an irreplaceable role in the grand symphony of life. And Akagera, rising from the ashes of the past, has revived to become the most magnificent stage for this endless drama of nature. We have just explored the most raw glimpses of the intellectual and demanding encounters between the primate kingdom and the elite seekers. Which creature in today's episode gave you food for thought regarding the natural world? Was it the calculated stillness of the baboon troop at the glade, or the rigorous power struggles of the chimpanzees? Please share your reflections in the comments below. Your understanding is the ultimate tribute to these wild residents. Remember to like and subscribe to join me on future field missions, where we will go the whole 9 yards to decode the most mysterious survival secrets. And if you wish to explore more about other residents of the wild, continue your journey with hyena versus lion, clash of predators in the savannah, or wild dogs versus lion, when unity survives overwhelming power.